This is going to help you to break free from those loops, those patterns that you've been stuck in your life, and to evolve and expand into that next greatest version of who you are and of your life, to expand more fully into the truth of who you are and into a life that you really love. And this is a key to help you to unlock really the mysteries of your own consciousness, and to get out of your way and to live more empowered in who you are and how you're showing up in the world. Because without this understanding, you're just operating from the ego, those patterns, those programs that are creating the limitation that you keep experiencing in your life. And so all the work, all the manifesting and mindset and all the other things that you're doing in your life, trying to evolve, trying to find some peace in yourself, and struggling with that, finding yourself waking up in the same patterns, the same energetics, the same feelings, the same experiences, even though maybe things are shifting in different ways, but you're still noticing that these same patterns are showing up inside of yourself. And you're probably tired of it. You should be. That's actually a good place to be. When you get so tired of yourself, of these patterns, of these habitual thoughts and ways of being, it means you might actually be ready to let those go and to expand beyond those, to break yourself free from these limitations, and then to shift into a deeper alignment with the truth of who you are. Because that's really the key. And it sounds nice to say, just be the truth of who you are, but what is that? And how do you really access that? How do you be that truth? So I want to share with you this practice, this understanding, this technique as a way to access that truth of who you are. To come out of those egoic patterns, to come out of the programs that are controlling your experience, your reality, creating these loops of limitation and lack in your life. It's a simple thing, and yet it's so easily overlooked. And you might even want to dismiss what I'm sharing here as not really going to help you. But the thing is it's actually the thing. It is the thing that will help you with whatever it is that's going on in your life, to develop this capacity to return to the source within yourself, to the truth of who you are. Because that truth, who you really are, is pure awareness, is peace, is bliss, is consciousness, is magic, is joy, is really whatever you want. When you're free of the limitations that are keeping your consciousness, your experience, from being what it is. You're stuck in these limitations. And you're actually allowing them to control your reality, what you're experiencing within yourself, which then affects the flow of your life. Because what your frequency is, what you're vibrating in, what your consciousness is experiencing is what you will attract, flow, experience with your life. It's the controlling energetics of it. And the truth of who you are is beyond all of these limitations. That you are pure loving awareness, pure freedom, pure potential, and peace and bliss. And it's right here. It's something you can access in every moment. It's what you are actually experiencing reality first. And then you come through these programs, these filters, which control that experience and alter it and tell you that you're depressed, or that you're anxious, or that you can't find peace, or you need more of this, you need more of that in order to be fulfilled. These are all the programs, because they're a subset, they're a limited part of yourself. They don't know wholeness. They don't know the peace of who you are. And that's what takes over your reality, and that's what you think you are. You think you're this limitation, this limited viewpoint. And the key is to learn how to, we'll call it bypass that. Everyone hates that word, right? Bypassing, spiritual bypassing. It's not that. It's actually going back to the root of your consciousness, bypassing these programs so you can work with them, so you can be free of them, so you can clear yourself of them. You can evolve your consciousness and experience reality in a deeper alignment with the truth of who you are. And the key to this is coherence, alignment, the heart. Why? Well, coherence is a state. You can measure it. You access it by focusing your mind into your heart, breathing, centering your awareness, your energy. This brings your mind, heart, and body into a coherent state, into an aligned state. This can be hard to do when you're in the middle of a lot of chaos and struggle and things in your life. But the thing is, no matter what's going on in your life, if you're able to come into this state of coherence, of deep alignment, the suffering, the struggle, the anxiety, the lack, all those forms of suffering, they disappear. They just do. And you can learn to, so coherence is that pathway in to this alignment with the truth of who you are. It's learning to work with the energy of your consciousness itself. Stop working on the programs. Work on being the source. The source is at the very root of your consciousness. So you're like, well, where is that? It's in the heart. It's in learning to focus your energy, your awareness, and center and find alignment. This, from our human perspective, brings our true self online. When in actuality, it's always here. It's just being overridden by these programs. And when the programs happen, then your energy comes out of the heart, gets into this polarity, masculine, feminine, different energetics of limitation, of lack, of fear. And the path back in is through finding this alignment. And once you do that, it dissolves these limited programs. They can't operate in this state of wholeness, of expansion, of centered alignment. So this is the key. And it's a practice, finding coherence, practicing centering into the heart. And it's something you can do in meditation. You can do it while you're listening to me here talking. But even more profoundly is to learn to walk through your life from this state. Or when you're contemplating what choices should you make, what path should you go down, should you do this or this with your life, is to notice how you're feeling, get to know what coherence and alignment feels like, and when then you're shifting out of that, when you don't feel that that's happening anymore, because likely you're in some sort of form of anxiety, fear, lack, or struggle, or doubt, depression. You come back to alignment. You come back to the truth of who you are. Maybe it's a breath, centering in the heart and grounding and rooting to find this alignment again. And when you find it, then you feel whole again. You remember what you are. You're living as the truth of who you are, this core truth, which is always at peace, always whole, always full of potential, of creativity, of ideas, or just pure beingness. It's the solution to every problem in your life. But it won't seem like it from the point of view of the problem. The problem's going to want to tell me to fuck off. Right? And if you keep operating from the program, the problem, then you're just going to get more of that. You're going to keep more loops of that program coming round and round again. And no matter what you do to try and fix yourself, or to heal, or to solve it, or whatever it is, you're still operating in that program. You're never going to experience something new. So what I'm sharing here is this alignment is a way out of that. It's a way to come back to what you really are and free yourself from these limited programs that are going on within your consciousness and within the collective here. The experience of, humanity. And this key can become your guiding principle in your life. I'm suggesting that it should be. Be your primary objective is resonance, alignment, tuning in and learning to feel that within yourself. And then following that in every moment of your life that you can. And don't believe the programs, don't believe the lies, don't believe the limitation and the lack. And when they're happening, when they're operating, learn how you come back to this state of alignment. And you'll find that peace again. And then you'll know what to do. You'll have this inspired energy flowing through you, lighting you up with what's the next step. That's how it works. This bypasses all of that other, spiritual crap. All the techniques, all the other things in life for healing, for manifesting, for getting what you want, for finding peace, stillness, happiness, joy, bliss. They all live within you in this source of who you are, this truth, this alignment. It's the doorway in, and it solves every problem in your life. It won't fix it immediately in terms of, external experiences, but it's going to solve it internally, where suddenly you remember who you are and you feel that peace of who you are again. And now, from that space, if you ask questions about what's next for you to do, what is a solution, or maybe just by clearing your energy, by being in truth, no longer perpetuating these programs, these loops, these limited realities within yourself, things start shifting in your life. New opportunities show up. People suddenly treat you differently. This is the power that you have with creation, with life. We're all in a energetic relationship with each other all the time and every moment. And alignment is the key that solves everything. It will open every door that is needed. It brings you to a place of great surrender and trust in life, because you don't need faith, you just trust in alignment, and you see what happens when you follow that, when you keep tuning into that alignment. So that's the message for today. If this resonates with you, if you find it helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions about this and if you want to know more about how do you actually get into coherence, find alignment. And then not only that, once you really start learning how to experience yourself like this, as the truth of who you are, in alignment, now you can actually start to work with these programs in your life to alchemize them so they don't keep taking over. You just have less and less and less programs, or then just the ones you want. Because you can install these programs of confidence and joy and of knowing, really living who you are, being free to be who you are. Wishing you so much love. Many blessings.